sorry for that, about 12 minutes late, but it was just setting things here and there. So welcome on board. If you come on live chat, just consider the community expectations and stick to the topic. Don't be abusive also, because I don't consider that as worth the take. Yeah, so let's start. And of course, people, some will be here asking, why do people talk this and that and that? You know, it's about personal perspective. There is no way I'll reason the same way you'll do. And people have different ways of looking at things. Even in literature, when I read a book, what you interpret is not what I do. The ideologies I hold are not your ideologies. So if you don't see what I'm seeing, then just tolerate me. And I always say that once I put myself in public in terms of videos, I'm on Facebook Professional and I'm on TikTok and other platforms. I cannot control what people say. And sometimes I may not be able to fail totally to not tolerate whatever they say, because sometimes people who critique us give us a better image of ourselves than those who just praise us. That's what I believe. So guys, if that is not your belief, I respect what you hold. Now guys, security. So we got to this part whereby Nyabohanse has become, you know, a land of freedom, people doing what they want all over. And it has become our great source of information every day. Yeah, though we do sometimes on Nigeria, we do sometimes on Jamaica, America, and hot news, political or social, Nyabohanse has a lot of news to offer us, guys. So when you see us talking about it, don't ask us why. It's because it has a lot of drama. You won't wake up without finding a drama. And away from that, it has 2 or rather 3 or 4 about people who are making it through YouTube. YouTubers who started as travel bloggers like Dimwango, like MARWa. Then they have, of course, elevated their family members here. So we keep talking about them because there is a lot about them. People who live a life that they post everything, they are a book. Of course, they allow us to read about them and critique. No wonder we keep talking about them. So don't ask us why we talk about them. Welcome on board. I can see one person on board, and I really wish that today at least we hit 80 or more people online, because it's a Saturday and I believe people are not at work. So welcome. I can see 7 people. Welcome on board, and just remain tuned here. I love you people. You don't know what it means. When I see you live like that, I know that you're going to keep me company up to the end. So guys, of course, from the title you understand why we are here today. We are talking about the battles in Nyabohanse. And we are talking about the upcoming safaris. You people, I told you. I told you that the safaris is loading. And of course, today we've been told by MARWa about that. No, let's be logical. Let's move according to sequence. So I want to start with the security matters in Nyabohanse. And of course, MARWa has just raised an alarm. I don't know. The YouTubers in Nyabohanse, what do you think about this? Because according to him, you should make a request before you go filming anything. Of course, that is a law, we know. So guys, let's listen to him and see what his reasoning is, what he thinks he will do one day, guys. And what is your view? What do you think about this? Because now he's like, people should stop filming, you know. And as far as we talk about this, many people don't adhere to these laws. The only place they hardly take films is a police center, or let's say the surveillance areas like the army, maybe, and other places which are very well safeguarded. But when you go to other places, people just break these laws. I've seen one time when my house was being roofed and people came about taking pictures and sending all over. So unfortunately in Kenya we have laws on paper, but sometimes practical And sometimes you just see the trouble of going to take such a person to the police, now beginning cases here, wasting time, not defined rules here and there, and you leave it. So guys, let's turn to MARWa and hear what he's saying here. So guys, welcome on board. You can chat with me so that I know wherever you are. I appreciate your presence also. Guys, don't leave. Here we have some juice we are sharing today, and support also my growth in YouTube, guys. So don't leave that first. I'm urging you. You don't know what it will mean for me. So let's begin with MARWa and hear what he's saying here. Of course, I don't like hiding the name because I don't mean any harm when I'm talking about him and whatever he's doing. Of course, we recognize a lot of effort he's put in his work. He says he's working so hard that sometimes he forgets about himself, which is very unhealthy. So let's begin with security first before we turn to that, because there's a lot of things you would actually have to analyze in this video, both positive and negative, and sometimes you won't have time for both. So you choose one perspective that will actually fit within your framework. So let's start here. Just listen to this guy. Now, I would wish you drop a comment what you think about what he's saying here. If you support, then say you support. If you think it's wrong, then do so. And I hope you understand the story behind MARWa and people, the YouTubers in that place. Like we have Ernesto, we have Mogesi, we have Masubo, we have Kate, we have, Pamela, we have Mayugno, we have Bro Douglas, and so many others. Name them. I don't have to name all of them here. So Nyabohanse for you, that's why we keep talking about them, because there's a lot of Jews around there. So let's start with him talking here. Yeah.
One day we will have a police case. I don't want to mention here, but just wait and watch. I think sometimes when you're very calm and very nice, people think you are fearful. Or you can.
So that's MARWa for you. He's talking about, he's very calm, he's very cool, and people are taking advantage of him. So the aspect of stalking, so he's giving us a solution of what he's going to do, that one day somebody will be in hot soup. So what do you think about this? Do you think he should just let it go, or should he actually have to, teach somebody a lesson? Now let's go back and hear why he says so.
To do anything, but I'll not say anything. People come and fill my gate. Me, I never go to people's homes to do whatever, but their day will come. Just wait. And if one day, guys, you wake up and you hear like somebody has been really seriously injured, just know maybe we caught him trying to.
Guys, I was waiting for a legal process. Guys, I was actually waiting for a legal process only to hear the king of Nyabohanse talking about somebody having been injured. So MARWa, are you planning to injure somebody? Because in this, when you look at legal matters, I would wish that Nyabohanse for once, instead of going for physical attacks and all that, they would rather go for legal aspects, so that somebody is arrested, then arraigned in court, then has questions to answer. But when you go physical, you have somebody injured, that will be wrong. You'll be using, you're going against the law that you're against, you're also protecting. So you cannot use law to fight. You cannot adhere to law by fighting on your own. I believe MARWa should be thinking about, once these people are because he promised that he's going to have a CCTV. Is it 360 degrees, something like that? And some reactors are like, like the king of Nyabohanse is trying to beg for them. I don't know what your idea is, because he accommodates both the haters and the team MARWa. So what do you think? Is he trying to beg for a CCTV? Because that's what some reactors feel. I don't know. In my case, I'm just highlighting the aspects of what he's saying. And my only correction is he shouldn't think of injuring somebody. Even if people be coming stalking, the best way is you keep evidence of what they have done, you arrest them, arraign them in court, and let them pay for it if they have to, or be arrested and remain in jail if they can't cover for it. But if you decide that you're going to go physical will not be the right way. So let's listen more to what he's saying again.
Because we have babies. How will you come to people's home and start filming babies?
So is the problem the babies, Marwa? Is the problem even the babies? The problem is not babies. And I think these people keep filming your place because they feel you have grown up. In fact, some reactors feel that those who attack you, they are envious because they can't reach where you are. I don't know. For those who are coming on board, what do you think? Is this true or is just an ideology formed? Did he wrong these people in the first place? What is that making them have such hot confrontations or attacks or such? Yeah, because we understand like in past GINTU used to work here. The brothers and maybe this family of Mogesi, Matiko and all that, they also used to work here. So where did the rain begin beating you? That's what we want to understand. Yeah. So we just want to understand that. Where did the rain begin beating you? And can't you people have reconciliation in Nyabohans and just work as a team? Because when you divide and create the room of haters, attackers, and whatever, it doesn't look good at all, even for your village. Anyway, so this man is defending the aspect of stalking, saying that they have young children. But when you look at children, MARWa keeps, taking videos of these kids. I don't know whether he asks them to allow him to take the videos of these kids. Even in the morning, in this video, we saw him taking a video with the child of Angomo. Did he allow it? He has also taken videos with a lot of small kids in that village. Did they allow it? So I don't think the problem, MARWa, is about filming kids. But the problem here, you are just uncomfortable with your enemies trying to take pictures of your property. I think that is your problem, but the problem may not be kids, because if it is your kid, you've made him a public figure. You've already allowed him to be, filmed in your videos, in your wife's videos, and now that they're in public domain, people will always use them. Why not? Because they are not the first one initiating. So I don't believe your argument is based on the fact that kids are here. I don't think so. So let's listen more and hear what he'll say.
But you see, other people, they don't have anything to do. They just want to wake up in the morning and try to create chaos because they don't know how to thrive in calm environment. For them, they don't know what calm is. No, they don't know what calm is. They just know chaos. But you see, as a busy man, I don't even have time for those people.
Yeah, so I think, Mr. MARWa, the best medicine for these people is just you ignore them, because you understand that they don't have room for creating content away from that environment of chaos. You also understand that these people will always disrupt you. So the more you begin to confront them, the more content they'll be creating. Of course, earlier on in this video, MARWa was like, I don't want to invite people who will come to my home thirsty for money. And I was like, okay. Everybody at some point they are thirsty for money, yeah? And in this video, MARWa goes ahead to prove that he's not thirsty for it. Let's save that for later. But I'm just taking you back now to the attack on GINTU, and I want you to actually now, be a judge who is very neutral, so that you are not defending any of the parts. So now we will start from that attack, then we come to what Kohera says, and then what GINTU says. So let's go for that. Yeah, so when I saw this attack, I was like, okay, so what is happening in Nyabohanse? So I got interested. Then I went to this video by GINTU saying planned attack. So guys, if you are here, do you believe that it was actually planned? Or do you think it was just a random action? But from what I see, now that it was blocked, I think this man understood very well the time GINTU passes this place, and he blocked. Now, many people are like, he was, let me just check. Yeah, so this is what happened. Let's look at this one.
Nini ukataza mkora chukui video wane nimekuchukua Marora wa chiro kai muki okora utur hano. Unitena gukuni. Sasa ndio maana umenifungia. Ndio maana umenifungia nje. Gintu buda.
See there, it's almost a battle or a scarf.
Tasekera ngori. Yakwa kwa vitu vyane wani hano. Nimekuchukua. Kana kanka atiro document gani hano. Mimi niliacha mafundi wangu wanafanya kazi. Atika kintu kurana. Kali kanka kuchukua mkibitu wani. Mimi napiga content nikienda. Yaani hapa hivi mafundi wangu wanafanya kazi. Nuumunyano kwa nimekuchukua. Yakwa hivi mkibitu video. Unajua hii ni mara ya pili kuchukua video. Nakuuliza nimemchukua. Unajua hii ni mara ya pili nimekuchukua video bro. Ila kwambia Gintu, tatika Gintu. Muraacha. Gintu tatika. Mungu mmoja anakuonea huruma. Unanionea huruma ya nini? Haya. Gintu acha Gintu. Hello beautiful people wherever you are. Welcome back. Starting this video
now that is exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened in the village. We didn't have a privilege to see the faces as they were confronting. I think the person who had a camera here was Gintu. Uncle Mo didn't seem to have a camera. So, of course, Gintu is one person. They call a village what? Mora normally calls him a village. Village what? I don't, I've forgotten that name. Anyway, I don't want to call people names. So, according to them, he goes by just collecting random information, creating chaos and lies. Partly right, partly not very correct. So, of course, this is a content creator who was desperate because at some point maybe they were together with MARWa, but he did not make it when they are still together. And when he parted, he decided to have such content. I don't know what you feel about this, guys. I wish that you just come and crowd here. It's a Saturday. Just crowd here. Yeah, and let's discuss this matter for once. Yeah, so Gintu is walking around the village, and the way he does his content, I've never understood, because he goes around the roads, the villages, and all over the places. We saw even when Dimwango bought the piece of land, he was all over the places, then creating fake titles and then going for it, Yeah. So he could go about and gather a lot of information with a fake title and something we could not actually understand clearly. Anyway, that is his way, maybe. And of course, you've just heard from MARWa. MARWa is saying that some people just wake up, they don't know how to be calm, they have to create chaos. Maybe he was mentioning about him. Because now when you look at this attack, I think that's what triggered one of the person to ask in the live that MARWa was conducting about stalking and the laws about it. Now, in Kenya, we are not very serious about these laws, my friend. I wish MARWa would just tell you clearly that in Kenya, our law is like a spinning wheel that has no end. And sometimes it's just about who is who. So if somebody has money, then they would win it. If they don't have, bad for them. And of course, I wanted to dance to a certain song and I just couldn't. Let me just check for it. Of course, I have it in my list of songs. This song. I don't know whether it will bring copyright. I hope not. Play it just a little bit for you. No. That kind of advert is not for me. I don't know why there are so many adverts these days. They really interrupt. Yeah, that song. Yeah, so guys, because of copyright, I may not play this song for a long time, but that is a Shilingi ya Ua Tena Maua. That is our song, man. from Lewanyika. Lewanyika sang this song indicating that money can be a flower, but at the same time it can kill. Now I think these Nyabohanse people are just fighting over money. Maybe people feel like MARWa is taking too much, is getting too much, I don't know, whatever the problem they have. So they keep fighting, and of course that is the drama that has created room for a lot of people to react towards Nyabohanse. And also the aspect of borrowing, you know. Of course, today MARWa was justifying it. Anyway, we'll look at that. Let's just go back to what Kohera said about this. Of course, I won't play it, but when I looked at the video by Kohera, you know, Kohera is one person who is really seeking to have a close relationship with MARWa, but he has not achieved. Unfortunately, when you don't take care of kids when they are young, even if they achieve, they'll not recognize you. And I think in this video, MARWa comes up saying when he was a kid, nobody whatsoever took care of him, so he doesn't owe anybody apart from the few he's mentioning here and there. So guys, that is one song that tells us that money is flower, but it is also a killer. Now let's get forward to, I told you I'll be going now to what GINTU himself came to justify later after that. This is what he said. In a video known as Black Hawk Down, MARWa pleaded me not to arrest Ankomo. And I know that this is a lie because I don't think GINTU gets to have any talk one-on-one with MARWa, not at all. But he will create these titles just to alert the audience to follow and watch him. So let's listen at what he says here Anyway, as I said, Nyabohanse drama is here to enhance our reactions.
I've been called with the police already, and because I told him that whatever you're just doing, I understand that the law going to be taking its own course, because you cannot block the road and talk about the road. It's yours, that you are the one who put that kind of the road. You are the one who said that that road should pass there. Sometimes I don't know if this kind of the boys, their minds are relatively
Now, unfortunately, these people break English like no business. They break English like no business, but they believe, each one of them believes he's very clever than the other. That is the other challenge that is making people at Nyabohanse have these fights, because everyone believes they are clever. And of course, when you have all clever in the house, what do you expect if not war? So battles are here because of the ego. The ego we see in Nyabohanse is too big. Everybody bragging, from the rich to the poor. Everybody believes that they should be on earth, commanding, demanding, receiving. And they feel that they have the right to the donations. They have the right to the charity. They have the right to the international visitors and all that. And they have a right to progress. Of course, for progress, that one, everybody should fight for it. Because as far as you are living, you can't expect to be what you were yesterday. You should be better every day. So guys, you've heard what he said here. And sometimes I just wonder the kind of language GINTU also uses. The way he normally uses language in any, careless way. I don't know. Maybe it's because he knows or he believes that he's getting views. But when I look at that, that's why I told you that here I'll not come to totally talk negative about one group against the other. No. That one I'll not do. Instead, I'll look at the faults and correct in whichever area. And of course, I'll also appraise. Now, I told you people that the safaris was coming. And if you didn't believe me, I saw it. Because I always believe that regardless of the negative past, maybe the future is bright. We don't know. But as I saw that kind of van in the villa, then I saw the parking. Then I also just thought of why a villa, because maybe if I don't have such a dream, I wouldn't build a villa. And even if I have such a dream, I would just build hotels across the country, not necessarily in my village, but across the country, especially places near the parks, I would place such, outstanding houses that would attract visitors. Then I just start off a company with maybe a cooperation with some group, then we run. Now, guys, I told you about this, and now you've seen it. In this video, let me take you back. In this video, we saw MARWa telling us that. You saw it here. Let me just look for it. Yeah, so guys, what do you think about the safaris that MARWa is coming up with? What is your view? You know, what is your ideology? What do you think about it? Yeah, so let's listen to this. I may only just play instead of showing you the face.
But YouTubers from around, we are inviting around 30 of them.
So 30, finally 30 YouTubers from within, 20 international visitors then.
That, it bites my fingers. So actually from here you can see the kitchen.
I want to listen to the kitchen.
I'm a YouTuber. I would love to have you in my... one thing we don't want is forcing people to record videos with you. No.
MARWa does not want to force people to record with them. So who is forcing? Because once somebody communicates like this, of course, they think that there is someone who is forcing them. But my question is, when Rochelle went to London, the lady who received her was not very comfortable with recording. Rochelle went ahead and recorded her. Now, what do you think about this, big man? What do you think about this?
You want willing. You talk with them. Tell them, hello, my name is MARWa. I'm a YouTuber.
Okay, let's skip that bit.
Guys around me, I told them, just invite people who are not negative and people who are more progressive. You know, we want people who are more progressive.
Yeah, so MARWa is talking about people who are more progressive. I'm waiting just to see the kind of people will come here. I wonder whether someone is very positive about their videos, not taking about any negative, but they have not progressed. So is MARWa trying to indicate that he will not adhere to already allow people who have not progressed, or what is it trying to say here? I don't know. What is your interpretation? Whether you are watching now or you will watch later, what do you think?
People who think straight and they are not hungry of content and they are looking for any opportunity to create chaos, you know. Yeah. So such people are the ones that are invited. But
yeah, so just know that if you have not been invited to the villa, you are not calm, you are not progressive, you don't think straight. Yeah, because now YouTubers in Kenya are so many. But MARWa has now finally mentioned that he has welcomed 30. So I'm expecting now, when I remove the number of already Jamaican uncle in the house, maybe we are expecting 19 international visitors for the God-eating mission. Tomorrow, of course, tomorrow. Now let's just see that part of safaris.
Yeah, Sherry Wills says, hey, Mar, around you, pass. Yeah, and I'm really praying that I'll use this company to not just empower myself or to, like, you know, let me read from or Radeka or Winnie Ball. I just don't know how I'll charge you, like, for a safari. Yeah, I'll just tell you to see what you can give the driver, and you fuel the car, you can use it even for a whole month. I don't care at that point. And some people will say, oh, Mara, that is a loss to you. No, there is no loss. A loss is the day you die. That is the only, or when people...
Are you sure, MARWa? Are you sure? Yeah, I'm just getting critical about this. It's okay to have such a mindset. Of course, it's a positive thinking, if that is true. But I'm just looking at the fact of one day while constructing the kitchen, and there was this part. Now, MARWa came into the house and began talking about, I feed these people, I pay them, and they are not doing the great work. You know, he was commenting on the workers that they are very slow. And again, they also went to the sister's farm, and when they were working, he said, people here are just drunkards. They don't do much, you know. maybe he's talking the truth, but the blunt truth sometimes is very, very uncomfortable in how you're expressing and depending on who you are. Because when I compare Ian MARWa, though I don't like comparison with Edomaya, I tend to see Edomaya very warm, you know. Hardly does he get into such fiasco or fuss. But anyway, they always say people differ. So here, Ian MARWa is saying that once he buys, guys, I wish you would just gather here and give some comments and also chat with me. Ian MARWa is claiming that once he has this company running, when in some days he'll just give offers, and those offers will be like, you come about, and maybe let's say you have come to Kenya or Africa. He gives you the car, you tour around, you just fuel it and pay the driver what you wish. Hey, this is what I'm hearing. This is what I'm hearing. Now, MARWa, I believe it's okay to give such offers, but you know, this one will become a trap. I'm very sure that people will now use these statements against you if you're not aware. Because you people coming, disappearing, I would wish you just come here and comment. Do you believe that MARWa will actually manage to sustain, you know, in his company, so that they don't pay anything to the company, but they fuel the vehicle and use it even for 1 month? That's what he's saying. You know, I know safari companies are very good. Of course, we've seen a content. So guys, it had there was some disconnection through Safaricom, but no problem, we are on. So guys, if you heard me, you heard me. MARWa said that once he starts the company, there are a lot of people he's going to give back to because they watch him. Of course, he has subscribers about 564, right? So if all these people will be coming, and of course most of them are consistent, and we have also those positive, you know, those who watch him and they talk positive. I think for him, he refers to them as people with positive minds. That's what he calls them. So my question is just that, will he be able to sustain the company when he decides to offer such extraneous, you know, provisions like giving somebody a car for a whole month? That van, remember, then just letting them pay the driver and maybe fuel it, you know? How reasonable is that in terms of business? I know that he's saying that losses are when we die, but I don't think a dead person has any loss to make. The living and those in business are the ones who talk about loss and profit. So how practical is he being, you know? Yeah, how practical is he being? Yeah, so when he tells us that he'll go give people his, you know, van, then he just forfeits payments for the company. And remember, in the same video, he tells us that the company must be run, you know. Let me just take you to the part where he says the same, so that I'm not reporting on what I can substantiate. You just listen to it also instead of looking at it. Yeah, so I'm just waiting for the connection because there was a disconnection very few minutes ago. I don't know what exactly happened. Yeah, so guys, I'm struggling to have the computer work with the disconnection. I don't know what happened here. It seems that the setting messed with something. Yeah, so I'm back. Yeah, so I'm back, and of course I was just chancing to show you that part whereby MARWa is promising that once he starts, his company kicks off, and of course he gave you the company and the link. So let's listen to what he says here.
Close people around you pass. Yeah, and I'm really praying that I'll use this company to not just empower myself or to enrich myself, but I'll also use it to empower the people around me, the villagers, to give you guys at least hope that if you go to Africa, you know, there's a guy called
Guys, that is our hope from Africa. Anyway, we honor him because he's done great in terms of travel. Regardless of the mistakes and mishaps here and there, we forgive and all the same. So he's saying he's going to give you hope that Africa has someone who is going to run this business without scamming. Now, I hope that the scamming claims that many people come up with are not truthful. Because, of course, again, I know there are people now keeping this video just so that when the company starts, they'll be following very closely. And he said, of course, you'll be having amongst the cheapest prices. When you compare to the rest of the safari organizations, he will have the best.
MARWa, he has a company, he can take care of me. Somebody will not try to overcharge me. And even one thing I keep telling you guys is you always check on the prices on the market, you know, you Google and see. Or even call companies, you ask them, this safari, how much will you charge me for this? Then you come with that price, tell me, MARWa, I call this company, they say this is how much they charge. What can you offer me?
Okay, guys, if these sweet words will be the reality, if they'll be just used as he's indicating, then it will be great for travelers, right? The travelers who will come in Kenya will have fun. And I'm just praying that these words will be truthful. What if they are not truthful? What are dishonor and disheartening situations the travelers will have? I hope that maybe, MARWa, you've learned from the past mistakes. If you ever promise something and you didn't deliver, now you know that here you will not be operating as MARWa. You gave us the name of the company. Let me just
I'm not
get
saying
it.
I want to be the cheap guy, no. Because also, as I told you, is the company needs...
Yeah, so guys, he has said he will offer the best prices, right? I don't know what is happening. It's messing my view. It's messing my view. Yeah, that's better. It's a reminder for something, but I'll do it later. Yeah, so guys, you've heard the controversy here. I'll be the cheapest guy. I'll use the prices that are most affordable. Then now what does he come and say here?
I need to make a little profit at least, so that if the car breaks down one day, I'm able to fix it. Also, maybe if, you know, maybe my driver, I want to give him even a bonus.
Now,
I
Mr.
can give him
MARWa, you can save yourself from the many explanations. I think you are just explaining too much because it was a live stream. But you could save yourself from these explanations, and now that you have a website, you would explain all that. Come on, manager. Mr. Manager, don't let us down. You are the hope of Africa, as you've shared, right? And of course, having traveled a lot, you should understand these things better than us, you know? Understanding the logistics surrounding the safari company so that you don't have to explain and say, maybe if a car breaks down, maybe if my driver, maybe giving a bonus. That should be in your own thought. And of course, coming out and saying all this here, I don't think it's very beneficial for your company. However, now that you will be having a website, you will have an office, you will have, you know, all that is required to do with a safari company. I think those can come in advertisements. You can do that in advertisement, unless you are telling us that you are making advertisements from here. that you've started to make advancements already. Yeah. Yeah. So let's
And
press
not
on.
only the driver, also I will have someone working in the booking, at least, a lady or a guy who knows how to book things online.
Hey, guys, I don't want to keep listening to this, right? But you've heard what MARWa has promised you. So those who want to come to Kenya from India, from Africa, other countries in Africa, you've heard the promise. MARWa is sending you to check on other websites for other companies first, see their prices, and now you can negotiate with him from there. What do you think? What do you think, guys?
A hotel somewhere to sleep, then from there some person will pick you, and it's a whole lot. That's why I'm not rushing. I'm just taking things slowly. Wear and tear and maintaining on your vehicle is massive expense. Exactly. So that's why I'm saying beautiful like that. So I'm working on those things. Even right now, I have a very good friend of mine who has decided to that's anafanya video mera. I have a very good friend of mine who has decided that he's gonna build a website for me for, I don't want to mention the name because I don't want malicious people to go ahead.
Hey, MARWa is always afraid of some ghosts. Afraid of some ghosts. A hardworking man with a lot of achievement, how else do you have such fears? Deal with the malicious people head on. Yeah, come on. You've already told us that the stalkers will one day wake up with injuries. You've also told us that you are not going to welcome them in your party tomorrow so that they don't viciously go for content and are vicious about money. So I don't know, you people who are coming online or those who will watch this video later, what are the fears you think MARWa has? Why is it that he does not even want to mention, guys, like this guy who is doing a website, there are so many people who are doing different businesses, and if he mentions his name, it would be good for that person's business too. I don't think it would be really, because even if malicious people mention that name, what will it do? What will it do? You've already professed positive for yourself and you've started the journey, and you've said, of course, the website is already out. Everything is already out. You've already shared your dream and you already bought the van. You have the villa now, and you said you placed the internet in every room, save for 2 rooms. Yeah. So I hope that you'll increase the number of thermoses in the villa. You will also increase maybe the number of kitchens, and unless one visitor at a time will be coming, because that is exactly when you went to buy thermoses recently and you bought one, you indicated that we have no thermoses in the villa. So of course visitors who are coming for 2 or 3 days wouldn't want to go to buy such. They would expect to have them from you. Yeah, so guys, as we go on with this safari business, let's just analyze deep into it
before we finish. And all he wants is a shout out. Like he wants me to, about East Africa or Africa in general, is you can buy medicine over the counter. It's not like the US.
Now this is one thing that I was surprised that, okay, anyway, is it because Mr. Blue, as I call him, or other people call him Kenge, I don't know why. Others call him the king of the swamp. Others, anyway, let me just refer to him with his name, Ian MARWa. I didn't know that Ian MARWa avoids hospital like no business, Let nobody lie to you. What did you say, Mr. MARWa? That in Kenya, people just go to counters and buy medicine. That is correct.
Where everything have to pass through the doctor. Here, the doctor can tell you the drugs you need to go out there, go buy them.
Really?
And that is the culture here. America, you can't do that. Even if you want a Piriton, or you want aspirin, or you want Panadol, you have to go get an appointment.
So guys, that is one surprise. That was really surprising for me. That the manager in the house is advising people to come to Africa, and when they are sick, instead of going to visit a doctor and have even the blood tests taken so that you know what exactly you are ailing from, you just go to the counter and buy medicine. Do you know there is something known as opiates? Yeah, there is something about taking these drugs over the counter, and when you keep taking a lot or variety, you will not know what will bite you. So you cannot advise people that they just go buy medicine over the counter, and that is the culture of Africa. Maybe you should have told us that the culture of Africa is that we believe a lot in traditional medicine. Maybe. That one I would agree with you. No wonder Congress mom keeps boiling a lot of roots and leaves and, you know, all those kind of herbal medicine. You would have told them of that. That one I'll agree with you. Because in most homes, and I've lived among most different societies in Kenya, people take herbal medicine. If you go to a hospital so much without treatment, sometimes you decide to go for a sauna, whereby they have herbal medicines, of course. Sometimes you find people on the streets, the Maasai or whichever, you buy some herbal medicine from them, or your mother or your grandmother is believed to know some medicine and they pass over to kids. Maybe you should have talked of that. Which also we don't advise that you believe all the herbal medicine will treat, because they don't treat everything. Now, like the case of Maisha, he should actually be recovering very soon. And I wish that you as parents, Rocio, and you as MARWa, take things serious, because a small kid, you cannot handle them just like you handle anyone else. As an adult, maybe you might ignore, but this kid, how else can you ignore taking this child to hospital after coming from London with a lot of cold? And you said he's not feeling well. The temperatures are at 38. Rocio is also unwell. Now you are also claiming to have headaches that are persistent, and you are saying that you are okay, that you are only stressed that your child is sick, so when they cough, you feel like you're coughing. Hey, hey, that one I feel like it's a big joke, because talking about health, you can't just call your friend online and the doctor now advises, gives you some prescription and tells you that the ones you bought were not suitable, you should change on to the. If that was the way, who could be going to hospital? What are these hospitals there for? Hospitals have specialists. And sometimes, as long as we have physical, you yourself giving symptoms, there is the other part of chemo or whatever, like taking that taste is necessary. Yeah, even your son. I saw this swelling that you're talking about, that since he was born it was small, now it's growing. That is a very bad signal. I think I'm not an expert, and maybe you may take it or not, but when a child has such a problem, I believe that as parents you should take it serious. And I believe that with the kind of family you have, you should have even a family doctor who can come around, take tests, not just recommendations from YouTube. Those ones, I don't think they really work. Yeah, I'm not being too harsh, but I'm just being practical, realistic. I'm just being realistic. Yeah, so let's get here.
Then when you go, it tells you, okay, all you need is a Panadol.
Imagine,
just
that's his thought.
every day pushing something. Also, I'm doing a nice packing so that if maybe you decide to visit me with a private.
Yeah, guys, I told you that that packing is not just for shenanigan. It's not. It was not just a packing for packing's sake. I told you that that packing is being made with standards to allow in international guests as they come and pay. That villa will turn into a B&B. People will be, getting into different rooms, paying for it, which is a good thing. I don't reject that. I only hope that we'll not get people now talking ill. When you run such a business, be ready. Even those you believe that they are just visitors coming, some of them have detests, things that you didn't oversee. So prepare for such. And I hope that being a calm man, as you've explained in this video, you'll be calm. You'll not even whistleblow some of them. And even if you see on the website people commenting, you'll not feel like they're haters. Because in business, you have people who comment negatively and positively because of the critical point of view of customers. That's just what I believe. Now, here he was telling us about the expansions he's conducting, of course, the parking going on. I don't know. I hope the cracks we saw on top will not be in any way an effect here.
You can still find a place to park. You can stay here even for a week.
Even for a month.
Easy.
Yeah, as long as money will come in.
Yeah, that is all, guys. And medication. Getting a shipping quote just.
Yeah, so there's something else I was looking for in this video. Let me get it for you. Yeah, so
counter. Here you can go anywhere, and it's not like illegal. That is the way of life. That's how we were born. Yes. You know, it's the same thing as when people tell you, like, in Africa people have more than one wife. People think that is like, I don't know, craziness. But here we grew up knowing it's just like a normal thing. It's just the way of life, you know. So
hey, the
okay,
normal
let me not
things
go
for
to
our
some certain
friends here.
topics. MARWa
Anyway,
Safaris Africa, that is it the general? Thank you. Yes, that is the company. Actually, right now, I think if you Google it, you may find it because it's registered by the government. Yes, sharpening. Thank you so much. Says thanks for your
okay.
kindness. Aretha, I see you.
So guys, let's get back to this part. Just as the video is starting, our manager here is complaining that he has a health issue, rather the headaches. And of course, we've seen him moving up and down. And so somebody asked, Mr. Manager, you know, he didn't call him like that, but he just asked, hey, Ian MARWa, when will you be doing your hair? Seriously? Seriously, when will you be doing your hair? Now here, he tells us something. Let's just go for it. Let's go for it.
Every day is just an app is here to tell me sorry. Hello, Tish. Having a very rough week. Very rough. Not exciting at all. My son has not been feeling okay. Thank God today I talked to one of you, Benjamin, the wise guy. Benjamin, I don't know even if you're in the chat. Oh my God, this thing broke like the original. Anyway, guys, welcome to today's live stream. We wanna say thank you so much for joining. 22 in total. I know in one of my videos I said 50. That's because also we are inviting locals. Not really locals, but YouTubers from around. We are inviting around 30 of them. But if you're watching here, you YouTuber, number one is, at the gate, we will have to check if your name is among the invitees or the invited. See? Oh, it's here. The kids have been sent to school. I need to pay for them, or I need to nice houses. Arab is here.
Yeah, so guys, one of the subscribers came asking MARWa, when will he make up his hair?
To get more inspiration.
I want you to hear what he'll say.
To Real Change, thank you. It's not the first time I'm seeing you say, MARWa, when are you fixing your hair? I swear tomorrow I need.
Imagine, people are so worried about his hair. Actually, I was also worried
in the
too.
morning I'll wake up. You know, guys, sometimes you may think that maybe I don't want to fix my hair. But I'm telling you guys, I wake up.
So what is the problem? What makes you not fix your hair? Because I believe the way you vlog, you can even go to the barber or the salon. You are doing your hair and you're making content. That's what I believe. You can even do a live stream, take a topic, for example, on self-development or that safaris or parties or whatever, because you've experienced a lot, or religious life or change of character, something like that, and you just do some content, talk and talk. You invite even your sister, maybe sits there and you are talking and you make your hair. So you can't say that you are too busy even for your hair. My goodness, that is one thing that I really wished that maybe somebody talks to you in a way that you will hear, because maybe when some people talk, you'll say they are haters, they're just attacking. I think Caro has talked about this a lot, even Black Beauty. But because maybe they are not talking positive on everything, you've been ignoring them. But I just believe that it's high time, MARWa, because I don't see the sense of you working yourself so hard in a way that you are sending yourself to a grave. And I'm not predicting anything negative, but I'm simply saying that as we make money, our life becomes soft. I heard you talking about soft life. Soft life also means your outlook. So it's high time you take care of the beards, you take care of the hair, you take care of your dressing, the wardrobe. No wonder some of your people you honor you, they have begun sending gifts. Like you saw the other day, you don't put on that kind of trouser, but you are given the commando trouser, and you now need a belt, you know. There's a time that you can't just say that I'll remain what I was even if I get money. No, that one, no. Yeah, so you're becoming a manager, in fact. So with a manager, you will not maintain that kind of look, you know.
In the morning, and everything looks at me like this.
No.
And I start fixing it one by one, what people will eat, what people will do this, fixing the kitchens, or that money has not been sent, or there's somebody who sent their cement here, they need to be paid, or there is a guy out there, or there is a neighbor who's...
Yeah, so Marwa, as long as you are telling us all those responsibilities, some of the responsibilities you are mentioning can be taken care of by Rocio. And all other workers, I believe you have so many workers in that villa. We see them every time around, you know. And if they are there, why not? Why can they help you? You can just assign them and they help you. You don't have to micromanage everything unless you have trust issues. And I believe you can't have trust issues with Rocio. You have trust issues with the Uncle Mo. You have trust issues with your driver Gitriba. And when he's not driving, why can't he oversee something there? You can assign from the morning you call your people, tell them, today I'm going to the barber, help me in this, that, and that. So that, yeah, we want to see the changing of the outlook also, Marwa. Sincerely. We want to see that change of outlook now that the safaris are coming. And it's my prayer that you people create peace in the village so that as we even do reactions on you, we won't see these battles around. And I'm also addressing Gintu in this video. Gintu, you are growing up, and of course we will have it's only that you didn't have a kid with this lady that went, Kate or whoever. But just imagine yourself now as a father with a family, and you're going about just collecting information, sometimes mixing lies and some little truth, you know, creating all that fracas. Uncle Mo, I think you are too mature for what you did, blocking a route so that someone does not pass. That is a public route from what we saw. Even if you gave the land over, it's no longer, you don't go back to history and say it's my route. A land, when you create a way that is public, then it becomes route for everyone. So we only pray that you people will have peace in that village so that we don't have a lot of conflicts coming from east to west. In fact, I was surprised also, Ernesto or somebody like that, creating a video about taking somebody to police. I wonder why you people, it's always about arrests, police, you know, a fight. You know, like you look at Mogesi, you look at Ernesto, you look at Mayugno. Of course, in one video, I saw Nairobi teacher having created another video that what happened with Mayugno. Mayugno fought somebody or something. I didn't follow. Yeah, so guys, as we finish, you saw that as the video was ending, we saw a driver who had come in, that Dimango had brought a car to the village, and we are like, is it the same BMW? Because you said, I'm going to be carless. Of course, you are the one who said. As we hear people like Mora saying that people are celebrating, of course, we are not celebrating, but we are just commending, you know. Like you read a book, it doesn't have this part, you say it doesn't have it. So if the author goes correct, better for them. Yeah, so, of course, you were wondering, why Matt? Where will Matt go? Not that we didn't, of course, even in my video, I commented that she should just take it to Nyabohansi. Yeah. And I don't think the mother will have a problem with fast so much. Only that now it's being taken to the villa, and I'm like, okay, I hope Rosho is comfortable with that. And, you know, because that dog, as she said, it's aggressive, barking all the time. For whatever reasons, with some creators saying the food was less, maybe there. Or in my view, I just thought that maybe the person she was sending money to feed it was not feeding it as appropriately. Anyway, even that day we saw the serving was a bit of little, because there were so many dogs around. About 3. With that kind of meat, it was not enough. But now we hope that now that it is in the villa, and given that some people are already prospecting that Rocio will be on the way again, she was on her way out, I don't know to where. Some are saying to Argentina to treat the kid. Some are saying, I don't know, she's going to have another travel video. and her coming up with makeups, people asking why is she having makeup, and the husband said she doesn't like women with makeup, all that. Hey, that is why we normally say that the villa will always be our area of interest, with us making reactions, asking questions, raising, this and that. So don't, as you look at my topic, I really appreciate those who came to support me here, and those who will watch my video later. It's such a pleasure to have you coming by when I'm doing this. And always I risk and wish that these people would chat with me so that I know and connect with them, depending on where they come from. But then, guys, there is a lot you can really raise questions on and also appreciate, because when you look at someone calling friends to just have a free time, I think that is the time he will relieve his stress. But at the same time, don't go in for counter medicine. That's not recommendable, especially for a kid. Not recommendable. You are supposed to go to specialists. They check on blood, sometimes urinalysis and all that. And then they'll give you the right medicine, MARWa, instead of giving this counter medicine. Also, being too busy is okay, but being too busy in a way that you don't have time to make yourself better in terms of yourself, it's not very appropriate, because however much we work so hard, we need space for ourselves. Now, the wars in the village are too much, those battles. And if they are lost, I think it's better to use loss than think of injuring somebody. Yeah, so it's a pleasure having been here. So let's meet again in another video. Bye bye for now. Adios. Have a nice time.